We out here. It's a beautiful Thursday. You already know who we at. You already know what we're doing. We at the park. You know what I'm saying? Connecting the feet, the heels, you know, held to the soil, to the soil, to the soul of life. You get what I'm saying? Yo, check it. Do we live for the body or do we live for the soul? You get what I'm saying? Do we live for material, temporary things, or do we choose to live for things that can outlast the temporariness of this material flesh? Or is there a balance? You get what I'm saying? Is there a balance between living for the body and living for the soul? Three great examples, right? I can give you three great examples of three great individuals that we know from the past. We could say 2,000 years from the past 5,000 years. You know what I'm saying? One lived for the body and wanted to be perceived and acknowledged as a god, and is only known by historians. You know what I'm saying? His history is only historians' interest. There was one that only lived for the soul, and after 5 years of not eating, a little girl handing him, or a little child handing him a bowl of rice, made him realize, oh snap, there is nothing in just living for the soul. You get what I'm saying? And then there was this third individual that came, lived as the man, you know what I'm saying, walked in a certain way, lived by a certain truth, and remained in the light of rightness his whole life, and before his passing was considered a god, was considered God in the flesh, and is worshipped, ignorantly idolized and worshipped by billions today, when he told them, don't worship me, worship that which sent me. You get what I'm saying? So then the question again is, do we live for the body? You know, the five senses: sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing. Do we live for the gratification of those immediate desires of the five senses, for the sensations of the body? You know what I'm saying? Do we live for the gratifications of our thoughts, of our feelings, and of our action, doing as we will? Or do we live for the soul, sacrificing all that we may want in life for the fulfillment of what we think is right? Or is there a balance? Is there a balance? You get what I'm saying? What is that balance? I think that balance can be found through discipline. It can be found through discipline and through learning to not take what is out of our control too personal. Releasing our desire to control everything, to control other people's thoughts and feelings about us, their actions, behaviors towards us, and learning to control our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions, not only towards ourselves, but towards others. You get what I'm saying? Our intentions. Learning to balance out our thoughts, our mindset, our visions, the words that come out of our mouth, how tempered we are with what we put into our mouth, and also what comes out of our mouth, how balanced we are in our heart, you know what I'm saying, with our love, with our appreciation, with our blessing towards the world and towards others, how much we're willing to grind, how purposeful we're willing to be with our time in life, because our time is temporary. Life is eternal, but our time in life is temporary for each individual. What we can make, what we can do in that time, how we can develop the soul, then that determines, you know what I'm saying, what happens to the energy after we pass on our memory. How disciplined we're willing to be and how diligent we're willing to be. I think that's what creates that balance that allows us to better able enjoy the things that are presented to us in life. As I said, three individuals. One lived for the body, Alexander the Great conquered almost all of the Middle East, Asia. Like, this dude was just a conqueror, only known today by historians and people that wish to study him. Historians, you get what I'm saying? The second individual only lived for the soul. You know, I can't remember his exact name, but one of the Buddhas lived for the soul, and only after 5 years of fasting, not eating, you know what I'm saying, after aesthetic practices, did he realize, like, oh, I'm doing this wrong. I'm supposed to be in the world, but not be consumed by the world. And then we had this third individual, you know, Greeks called him Jesus, the old Hebrews called him Yahushua, Yeshua, whatever name they want to give him. But this individual was chilling with the thieves, but did not allow himself to become a thief. Was chilling with the prostitutes, but didn't allow himself to be, you know, polluted to the point where he indulged in the prostitutes. You know, he was in the world, but he did not become consumed and distracted and polluted and perverted by the world, because he was working both on the body and on the soul. Or that's what I can assume. I can guess. I can make an educated guess. You get what I'm saying? But there it is, family. Do we live for the body? Do we live for the soul? We can see what the body is. We can see the five senses. You know what I'm saying? That keep this body enslaved. Right? And those five senses are manipulated through, you know, the various mediums of entertainment that obtain control of the mente, the mind, right? Entertainment through the various medias of communication. Radio, you know, the music, television tells lies to our vision. It could be telling truths, but you got to be selective with what you consume. You get what I'm saying? Etc. So on and so forth, right? The body, the soul. What is the soul? The soul, a combination of three, the Trinity. The mind, our thoughts, our willpower, what we can make ourselves do, and our feelings. Don't identify with either of these three, but these three often enough entertained either by the right or the wrong things are what design our life, are what determine the kind of lifestyle that we live, and are what determine whether we live for one life, or whether our plans are for many lives. You get what I'm saying? Most people, they only come and live for one life, family. Like, we have the most unique of all other experiences in nature, in all of creation. Us humans, we have the most unique experience. We are given the opportunity to, if not born with a soul, to cultivate a soul, and if given a soul, to make it even great. And also, if born with a soul, we have the opportunity, if we will, to destroy that soul through the actions that we take, the feelings that we feel, and the thoughts that we entertain. And our soul, what is our soul? Like I said again, our thoughts, our mindset, our willpower, what we can make ourselves do, and our emotions. Our soul is our personality, our character. It is our beingness. The consciousness that we embody, that is what feeds the soul. The actions that we daily choose to take, the habits that we continuously entertain, they are either nourishing our soul or denourishing and causing deficiencies, not just in our bodies, but also in our soul. Our soul is that medium that receives the information from source. Those that behave in a soulless fashion, in an inhumane fashion, inhuman, they must be educated. They must be educated on what is right and what is wrong. Because, let me tell you, we can say like there's no such thing as right and wrong, but if you put your hands to the fire, something undesirable is going to happen to your body. You get what I'm saying? If it's a child, he or she will learn not to put their hands back into that fire, because they're going to get burned and it's going to hurt, and it might even kill them. The natural death is good and all, but those undesirable deaths, suicide, you get what I'm saying? We can tell that that's wrong. Something's happening in that individual's mind that caused them to want to kill themselves, to want to cut their time early. A blessing. You get what I'm saying? So like us humans, we have the most unique of all other creatures in this planet. We have the most unique experience, because if born without a soul, we can make a soul. If born with a soul, a weak soul, we can make it greater. You get what I'm saying? And we can make our existence in this passing of our life long lasting. We can make ourselves worthy of being remembered. 3 individuals, all 3 of these individuals are remembered. You get what I'm saying? Some more than others. Some put on a higher pedestal than others because of the acts that they took, spiritually and physically. You get what I'm saying? So our soul continues to impact reality if we choose to make certain consciously that our soul does continue to do that. But if we don't, our memory will be forgotten, and we will need tombstones to be remembered. But if you don't, if you choose to live that kind of life, that impactful life, there's a lot of individuals today that if they were to pass today, they would still be remembered for many generations, either through the videos that they produce, the contents that remain in the internet, or just the simple savagery of the impact that they've had on life. Yo, Mike Tyson is one of those individuals. You know what I'm saying? We have artists that we still talk about today, and they passed long before we were born. Nikola Tesla, his technology, or some aspect of his technology, still living on today. So, what do we live for? The body or the soul? Find a balance, family. Find that balance that works best for you. Find that balance that works best for you. Purify those 7 spiritual centers, those 7 vices. Replace them with the 7 virtues. Look them up. They're out there. You know what I'm saying? A humble pride, vision, temperance. Or in that vision, you have joy and hope too. You could put it in there, right? Temperance, being truthful, and temper, so that you're not a glutton, right? You got love. Replace that envy with love, that hate with love, that envy with appreciation, that cursing spirit with a blessing one, the ungrateful one with a grateful one. You know what I'm saying? Repress that greed with grind. You know what I'm saying? Instead of purposelessness, put some purpose in your grind. You know what I'm saying? Put in that work. Instead of being wasteful and lustful, be chasteful and be disciplined. As a man, especially, the abstinence doesn't mean abstinence from sex. It just means abstinence from releasing that sacred seed that you have been given authority and responsibility to guard and guide, and to sow in a good seed, in a good soil. You know what I'm saying? And replace that slothfulness, that laziness, that procrastination with diligence, with perseverance, with persistence. All right, those are all 7 right there. Boom. And give those 5 senses, your sight, your smell, your taste, your touch, your hearing, things that are good for it. Not just things that immediately gratify you, but things that fulfill you, that are meaningful and purposeful, and that in the long run make you actually feel good about yourself and about the work that you are doing. What do we live for, family? The body or the soul? It's up to each to choose and to decide what becomes of their life. You don't live with your choices and your decision. You live. We all live with the circumstances, with the outcome, the byproduct of those choices and decisions that we make. You know what I'm saying? Life, a lifestyle, that desirable life that you want, with the family that you want, with the houses that you want, with the places that you want to travel, the places that you want to live, the finances that you wish to have. You know what I'm saying? The comforts and pleasures and joys that you wish to enjoy in life, they will not happen by default. They will happen by design. At the end of your life, on your deathbed, how you wish to be feeling, thinking, and how you want to be surrounded, who you want to be surrounded by, are things that are consciously designed through every action that we take, through every thought that we think, and every feeling that we feel at every moment in time of our life. So be more conscious, more aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So that the outcome, the circumstance, the byproduct of all of that is something that, you can feel good about at the end of your days. You can feel good, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, the body or the soul, find a balance, family. Find a balance. Feed more the soul, though. But the only way to feed the soul is by feeding the body right, all right? So do right by your body so your soul can be good, so that you can receive the proper information from spirit source. Choose to embody the spirit of everything in nature. The positive qualities of all the spirits in nature. Like I said, the human experience is one of the most unique experiences because we have the capacity to embody the spirit of all other. The spirit of a lion, you know what I'm saying? The positive qualities and also the negative. We can protect our pride, or we can go around and eat our own. You know what I'm saying? We can be vampiric about our doings. So let's be mindful. Other than that, I think I've been running my trap long enough. I'm about to put my shoes back on and go, make these gains at the gym for the second session of the day. Other than that, y'all have a blessed, wonderful first day of February on this wonderful Thursday. All right? One love.